Hi, physics. Mr. Janowski here. This is Chapter 8, Homework 2, Problem 7. So, while playing hockey, you take a wrist shot. You apply a force of 30.0 newtons to the puck for 0.160 seconds. If the mass of the puck is 0.170 kilograms, what is the puck's velocity when it leaves your stick? Assume the puck was at rest when you started your shot. So, what are we looking for here? So this is not really a very long kind of problem that we need to do the whole thing for. But if we were going to do a step, what are we looking for? The question is, what is the puck's velocity when it leaves your stick? So let's see. We know, assume the puck was at rest at the beginning. So when it leaves your stick, this is really V final, is what we're looking for. So V final is equal to question mark meters per second. All right. So what kind of things do we know here? Well, we know the force and we know the time. Okay, so that's good. If we know the force and the time, we can figure out the impulse. So let's do that. J is equal to Ft. And yeah, J and F should have hats, but I'm going to be lazy and just ignore those things. So J is equal to Ft. F is equal to 30.0 newtons. T is equal to 0.160 seconds. So ask your calculator, what is that equal to? 30.0 times 0.160, and you end up with 4.8. And technically, for sig fig rules, we should have 3, so 4.80. And the units are kilograms meters per second. Because again, remember, impulse has the same units as momentum does. So it's kilograms meters per second. So this is J. Now, what else is J equal to? J is equal to P final minus P initial. So this is equal to P final minus P initial. Let me rewrite it like this, actually. This will be a little bit easier. J is equal to P final minus P initial. Okay. P final is going to be equal to M times V final, because that's your definition of P. And P initial is going to be M times V initial. And this is all equal to J. All right. Well, V final, this is what we're actually looking for. So we don't know that. But at this point, we do know J. We do know M. We know this M. It's the same M. And we do know V initial. So what's V initial? Remember, this puck is starting at rest. So V initial is 0. So that second term is going to be 0. So this gives us J is equal to M V final. If we're looking for V final, what we want to do is divide both sides by M. So divide by M, divide by M. The M's cancel over here, and you end up with V final is equal to J over M. Okay, well, what's J? We figured that out already. J is equal to 4.80 kilograms meters per second. M for a hockey puck, I Googled it. It is 0.170 kilograms. All right, so something, we can see what's going to happen with the units here. We have kilograms meters per second on the top divided by kilograms. So the kilograms are actually going to cancel. So when we do this math, we're going to end up with something in units of meters per second, which is good because we're looking for a V. So now you've got to ask your calculator, what is 4.80 divided by 0.170? And if you do that, I've got 28.23529, yada, yada, yada. It goes on and on. If we're going to do 3 sig figs, what we want to do with this number is round it off a little bit. So 28.2. These are 3 sig figs. So our final answer should be 28.2 meters per second. Put a box around it. And again, these aren't the long problems, but if you're going to do step, step, we solved for what we wanted. V final, we gave it the right units, meters per second. 28.2 meters per second. How many miles per hour is that? Well, that's about 28 meters per second. Take the number and double it. That gets you to 56 miles per hour. That's a reasonable speed for a wrist shot in hockey. So that seems correct. So you give it a check, and you're happy with that. So hopefully you found that helpful.